This is Leroy, Ozark Riders. Hey, continuing on our trip, this trip this day took us out to Oatman, Arizona. We're going to, and this is part of Route 66. Beautiful day. The first stop we actually made, we made at the Cool Springs Station. And I know I haven't said anything much about this, but I did mention something about how we've met a bunch of really nice people on the way. And one of our first day, this is our first day that we met some German riders. And in fact, three of them met us here. There they are out at when we were at the Cool Springs Station. That's pretty cool. They had actually all flown into Las Vegas. Just happened to be, there were six of them, and all six had rented the exact color and type of motorcycle and everything else. So, I just don't know. My question, and I really didn't ask them, is how do they know when they park out there which one is the one they're supposed to be riding on or not? I know if it was six Goldwings out there, I'd be confused. But just continuing on with this, man, this was a beautiful highway. Oatman Highway, for some people, have called this one of the most dangerous roads in America. And, it's probably one of them, but I don't think it is the most. I mean, I think the $1 Million Highway, which I've never ridden, it's probably a little bit more dangerous, but also the Devil's Highway, which we did a few days ago, was pretty bad. Now, the road condition of this is not that great, but at least it wasn't, that terrible either. Like I was talking earlier, we met the first three German friends down there, and then as we're riding, here's the other three. I made them a little joke, told them, hey, you can't.
You're not allowed to take one home.
Can't take those with you.
You can't do it.
I think they half of them might have got the joke, but hey, it was all in the fun. But it is a nice highway. We probably hit this a little bit early, since by the time we got to Oatman, there wasn't that much open. I think even by the time we got there was only one store open. By the time we left, there was probably only two or three. But we were just sort of not in a time crunch, but we really wanted to go in and visit some more of the stores. But when they wasn't open, we just decided we'd go ahead and continue on our trip. Again, they say this is one of the most dangerous roads in America, but I have to say it's also one of the most beautiful for the type of land that it is, and to understand especially how they made this road way back when they built this road. It's just, it's amazing, and the views were really amazing. I guess that's a new word I'm going to use here on this one, since I don't know if beautiful is the right word, but amazing is really does fit with this one pretty well. Now, up through here on the open highway, we passed through little portions, and it looks like people. There's a lot of people living in the early part of the road. Once you start getting down here, we didn't really see much places for people to live, inhabitants or anything else. But there were a few little turnouts, like one right there, that you could actually pull off and take a few pictures, whatever it is. I'm really glad that we have this video, because one of the things I did is I did want to keep my eyes on the road quite a bit. But now, as we're finishing this and as we're going through this, I can see that it is really stunning. The cloud formation that morning was just awesome. That is something else. And I love that. I love that backward shot because it does show a lot of the clay. And it helped because the sun was actually rising, and that's looking into the east from that, that way, and it kept the temperature down for a little bit. But really, nice day. This was great. We did some more riding after we left Oatman. It'll probably be put into a little bit of different video that I have planned, but we'll see. About in the middle, there is a pass here called Sitgraves Pass, and we'll be coming up on it in just a little bit. The pass, it gets to about 3,550 feet. Has nice little pullouts there where you can stop, take pictures, whatever, and you'll probably see that there is a couple of people that did take advantage of it. But again, the curves, great curves. The views were stunning again. I'm gonna continue saying that. I guess because I need to ramble on a little bit more, but couldn't wish for a better day, temperature-wise. Not any traffic really to say. I don't think there was about 5 or 6 vehicles that we saw the whole way, and most of them was once we got a little bit closer to Oatman, is we saw a couple dump trucks and stuff, but it was definitely not. I mean, just look at some of those views. It's just amazing. And then further down, once you get past the Sitgraves Pass down here, the roads, they call them gold roads. And what it is it's from the old time when this was when they had a big mining boom in the early 1900s. The roads, I guess they said the roads were made of gold, but I imagine that it's just a lot of the dust. But it is a nice section of the roads. This part of Route 66 is a great road, a great place. I mean, don't ever skip this. If you ever got to skip something, don't let it be this part. Yeah, here's where we ran into some people that had decided they wanted to stop in the middle of the road, to take pictures or to sit there and view. Not very smart, but hey, to each its own. We've done it before, so I can't, you can't really blame other people for doing it. And if you're already, if you're prepared for something like this to happen, then, it doesn't really, it's not a big surprise when you run up on here. Now we're headed actually down out of Sitgrave Pass, and we'll be running into the old mining areas, and soon pull up into Oatman, because such a the town vibes, the old town vibes is just something that it's been a long time since I've been through anywhere like this, especially the town of Oatman. It looks like from the early 1900s. They just decided that, okay, well, we're not going to do anything else to these buildings. We're going to leave them exactly like they are. And it's a great place to visit. We stopped there. When I said we stopped there and we wanted to stop in a couple of places there, we did, but we only stopped in one little gift shop to get a sticker. But it was really funny because in one of the stores there that wasn't really open yet, but they had the doors open. But there were some of the donkeys that were outside. There were like 4 or 5 just sitting there waiting. I guess they were waiting for them to open because one of them had already snuck into the store and was actually getting himself some food, and the proprietors there, they had to chase them out. It's calling them by name and everything else. It was really cool. And here in Oatman, we had to try to decide, well, where do we want to park? Where do we want to park? At least I was trying to make that determination. I was looking. About every time I figured I wanted to park somewhere, I went, well, let me see what's further down. And then there was, stuff on the ground that I didn't want to track through. So, and I wanted to make sure that, both I and John had plenty of place to park. So we, just decided to go down here toward the end of the town, turn around, and get back up nearer to the Oatman Hotel, which is up here. Again, beautiful day. We did, once we got up here and parked, started walking up to take a look at the area and everything else. The 2 motorcycles that were stopped on the side of the road, they pulled in, and then the 6 the German friends, they pulled in also. And so we were all up here at the same time, walking up and down the street. One of the things I did, I parked here, and I looked over and looked at the sign, and basically said, please don't block the entrance. So, even though there really wasn't that much going on right there, I decided, we'll just go ahead and pull up, find a spot. So we did. Well, hey, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the videos so far. Looks like we have a couple more to come out to end up our trip. But thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch everybody, on the flip side.